Alright, so for this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to use OBS 19 in this specific example on how to do the scene switching, which is pretty useful. But the reason for this video is basically I figured out a way after reading a couple forums on how to make the scene switching accept wildcards rather than specific windows. And I'll show you what that means right now. So currently my automatic scene switch is set to this Visual Studio Code, which is this window up here, and a new tab, which is on Google Chrome. So it only lets you switch to specific windows that you have open. So for example, if I click on this new tab right here, it's going to show this first screen, and if I click on this login component right here, which is what it's set to, it'll switch the screen to like so. So I'm going to click back. Okay. So again, if I click on this specific tab that it's set to, it will switch. But if I were to be programming and I clicked on a different tab, it will not switch. So this was a problem, obviously, because if you're trying to do something with multiple windows, you don't want to go to the same window each and every time you want to switch. You want it to just go to, let's say, a specific application. This is the same problem for Google Chrome as well. So it will only switch if I'm on new tab here. So I'm going to actually switch to like YouTube or something, right? Let's switch windows. And if I were to click on YouTube, nothing is happening. I actually have to switch to new tab. So the way around this is pretty simple. So we're going to go automatic scene switch here. I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these things, and I'm going to set my first monitor to be to Visual Studio Code. So this is, so when I click on this application here, I want it to switch to my first screen. And so we're going to say wildcard. Basically this says, actually if you look at the very top of this application, you can see it says login.component.html dash blah 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 Visual Studio Code. So this ending portion is what I'm concerned about. This is the actual application name. So this wildcard, which is period star, basically says anything before that, go ahead and just accept. What we're looking for is anything before that plus Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code is the real key word here that we're looking for. Okay, so if it says, if it sees this, switch to what scene, for me it's going to be monitor 1, so I'll go ahead and add it. And then I'm going to do the same thing for YouTube, or actually not YouTube, Google Chrome. So I'm going to say any of these windows. So this would be something like YouTube. Actually, let me show you. So we'll click on Ghost House 7. So this would actually pull up for us Ghost House 7 Modern Warfare 2. And our scene would only switch if we were to click on this exact specific tab, which we don't want. We want it to pull up anything that we select from Google Chrome, which again is going to be period star. And then we can go ahead and add that. Okay, so we've got our two scenes switched. Oh, I made one mistake here. I want this to switch to monitor 2. And then we can update that with the plus button. Okay, there we go. So we got our two scenes going on, which by the way are defined down here in my scenes category. And then these last options down here are switch to and don't switch. So basically if neither of these applications are present, you know, do you want it to switch windows? And if so, do you want it to switch to any other scenes? I don't, and then, yeah, so I will go ahead and close that. I'm going to go ahead and move this to my second window over here, and then click on Google Chrome, and now you can see, as I click in between these two, I do not have a problem with any of the switching mechanisms. So this will work for any application. Again, this is for OBS 19. I might make a video for OBS Classic to do the same thing. I haven't tried it out, but I'm assuming it should be the same period star combination for wildcard. Awesome, thanks. Hope it worked.